Good day. This is James Spencer from Spencer Artist Development, the Actor Studio. I am located in Long Beach, California, and I specifically work with advanced actors, artists preparing for the careers in the arts. So I work with actors, I work with voiceover artists, and musical theater vocalists. I am creating a new series on YouTube, specifically for my students, but for anyone who would like to learn a little bit more information of getting started in the industry, some tips on acting and so forth. So today in episode one, we are going to be talking about how do you find the very best monologues that you will use to build your portfolio. So, actors in the industry, either those that are going for, television, commercial work, film, as well as those auditioning for plays, will need to have a portfolio of monologues. So we usually call those our reels. We have usually what is customary is five dramatic monologues that show contrasting emotion and five comedic monologues that show contrasting emotion. Some tips when you are picking monologues, do not write your own monologues. A lot of beginners think, oh, they can just write whatever they want. No, it's much better to choose a monologue by an established playwright, and so forth. Okay, so do that. Be sure to not write your own. Second, play to your age and type. Meaning, if you are a 20-year-old male, don't play a 60-year-old male. Stay within the relative age range. Also, very important, if you are a child actor, you must do age appropriate material. I don't like to see 12-year-old girls playing 21 and doing something that is not appropriate. Okay, so if you're a parent trying to find monologues for your child, stay with some of the child websites I'm going to be mentioning. Okay, also play to your strengths and your life. So, we all have our own personal experiences, and your monologues are your place to show your strengths, but also to give agents and directors, by what you pick, a little bit about who you are as an actor, your personality, and so forth. Stay away from monologues that don't inspire you. Okay, when you're starting out, much better to be excited about the monologue you're doing and be able to show the different ranges. Okay, so when picking monologues, too, very important. I'm saying, watch that you show a variety of ranges. So let's say you're doing dramatic monologues. You might choose to do one monologue that deals with sadness, showing that emotion. So that can be loss, like maybe dealing with a death, dealing with a breakup, dealing with a disappointment. Okay, so that might be one arena to look for monologues in. Second would be showing anger, aggression. So this could be someone who is an abuser, someone that is addicted to alcohol or something, or the receiver of that. Maybe it's domestic violence, maybe it's an abusive boyfriend. So these give you some ideas too for what you might be looking for. If you are, let's say, late teens to older, you might do something that deals with relationships, romance, marriage. Maybe you're dealing with a scene where someone's proposing, someone's seducing, someone's getting a divorce, those kind of things. Okay. Also, of course, look for monologues that have characters that you can relate to. For example, if you are, like, I live in a beach city in California, so if you are a gorgeous blonde, Barbie, and you like to surf, maybe, play to that type. If you live out in the Midwest and, you live more in the country, play to that type. Okay, so those give you some ideas. Always play to your strengths. If you can do dialects well, throwing in a monologue with a dialect is a good idea if you know the dialect very well. If you're new to acting and you haven't done dialects yet, avoid. Okay, so here are my top picks. The first thing you should do before you even start looking for monologues is to make sure that your workspace where you're practicing acting is organized and put together. I like my actors to have a black three-ring binder where they can put their monologues. I always say it's good to buy sheet protectors and also some dividers. So you can have a section in your book for dramatic monologues, comedic monologues, commercials, dialects. Organize, organize, organize. Okay. Also, to have a good practice space, like having a good computer, having a mirror you can use, having your pencils and highlighters ready to go, and so forth. Okay. Then the next thing you should do is just start looking at monologues on YouTube. It's a great place to start just to see what are other people doing. And what I say is, like, let's say you're a male actor, you say, type in, okay, teen or whatever age you are, actor dramatic monologues, and just start watching those and say, ooh, I like that one, or oh, that guy, that actor's getting a lot of hits, he's doing something right, that's interesting, maybe I should make a note of that. Okay, so once you've gotten clues by watching monologues, you'll start to see what you're drawn to, like, ooh, that might be a good one to do. Next, the best site, in my opinion, for finding monologues for your portfolio specifically is called the monologueblogger.com. This is where I say the majority of actors that are putting into portfolios use that specific website. What I like about that website is there's always an easy search box, so you can just say, okay, what am I? I am a male, I'm looking for a dramatic monologue, and then they all pull up, and you can, use search boxes. I'm looking for anger, I'm looking for sadness, I'm looking for different things, and you can narrow down, and then you just click a button, and the whole monologues pops up, and you can just, download it to your computer or cut and paste it into a document. Simple, okay? So it takes time. You have to be patient. I make my students look through, easily over 500 monologues before we pick what goes into their portfolios. So it's really important that you invest that time to get the best monologues that reflect who you are as an actor or an actress, and also play to your strengths. Okay, so Monologue Blogger will have both dramatic and comedic monologues as well. So that's a great place to start. What I usually do is I tell my students to go onto Monologue Blogger and pick no fewer than 25 monologues they think they might want to do, download them, then start putting them into their folders. So in the sections, like all the dramatic monologues go in one section, all the comedic, just start collecting and start creating your own monologue book. That way, you're just prepared. You just have a lot of different things, okay? It's actually better to pull them off Monologue Blogger than to actually, in my opinion, go and spend hours and hours looking through monologue books at Barnes and Noble and things like that. The reason why is some books of independent writers are not really that great. So the ones that you will see on Monologue Blogger, that you will see on some of the other places I'm going to mention, are much higher quality. Okay, so Monologue Blogger, number one. Okay, number two, which is a good one to look at, second, that would be my second choice, is called dailyactor.com. Daily Actor is more for, monologues that are from movies, is what you're going to find there. Now, here's the deal with that. It's good to have something from a movie if it's not so incredibly well known and connected with an actor. Here's what you want to avoid. Don't try to be, if you're a guy, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, or Leo DiCaprio. Stay away from, major actors, major movies. If you're a girl, avoid doing, Meryl Streep and, Julia Roberts and so forth. Stay with, if you're going to do something from a movie, something that is, you know, classic, not as well known, or not overly done. That's where it gets tricky. That's why I say monologue blogger is actually better, because those are all fresh and they leave more room for interpretation. Okay, you don't want to ever be compared to a famous actor. You don't want to do like a scene from Titanic trying to be Kate Winslet. Don't do that. That's just like wrong. Okay. So but there are some good ones on Daily Actor, and I've had my students find a few really good gems there. I have one girl who, she just has that sort of, bitchy prep girl look. And she did a scene from Breakfast Club, and a lot of people in my age group would know that movie, but like a lot of younger generations, they it's not like a current movie, so it was so many years since those days that it was like, okay, it was fresh in her interpretation. And she wouldn't be, necessarily compared to Molly Ringwald, who did the original character. So you have to be careful, but there is some good things on dailyactor.com. Another great one that you should get familiarized with is Backstage.com, and on that website, The Monologuer. And what I like about The Monologuer is they have quite a bit of search references. So you could say, I'm looking specifically for African American ages 15 to 25, and you can really narrow down, and it will have plays, singular monologues, as well as some things from movies, as well as some things from musical theater. So if you happen to be a musical theater vocalist, it's good in your portfolio to include at least one monologue from an actual musical. So like, for example, I have two girls right now in their 20s. They did in their monologues for musical theater. They did Cassie's monologue from a chorus line. I have a student right now, a gentleman working on Paul's monologue from a chorus line. Things like that are perfectly acceptable if you are musical theater. Okay, so that's something else to consider depending on which route you're going. Also, that's very important too. Whichever route you're choosing, like if you're thinking, I want to be television, film, then maybe having one television or one film monologue is good. If you're thinking, I'm going more towards being on the stage and doing plays, having one monologue from a 20th century famous playwright might be good. Like Arthur Miller, something from the Crucible, Death of a Salesman, maybe Eugene O'Neill, Noel Coward, Shakespeare. Just depends on what your plans are. But usually, like I said, if you're just starting out and you're just brand new to acting, your best bet is Monologue Blogger. I left at the end of this video a few more websites. There is some there that if you look at the list I gave you that are more specifically geared towards children and age appropriate. So the list I have at the end of this should be good for everyone. So here's your homework, okay? Remember, black 3-ring binder, get your sheet protectors, okay? Have a good working computer with internet. So you can get on the internet and start searching. Spend, I would say, every day a good half hour just looking on YouTube through monologues for your age group, your ethnicity, so forth. See what you find. Make notes of what you like. Usually, good actors will put on their monologue reels on YouTube. They will, say this is the monologue, who wrote it, or what play it's from, what movie it's from, and then you can specifically, if you like that, also do a search for that. You'd be surprised how many plays that are famous plays, Tony Award-winning plays, are just free in PDFs. So you want to start downloading and creating a database on your computer of monologues, movie scripts, plays. My computer, I easily have 50,000 plays and books and things that I've collected over the years. So if someone comes to me and they say, oh, I need to do this character, it's like, oh, here you go, I have it. Here's a PDF. So make use now of this wonderful technological age we're in to start creating a database. So really take the time too to organize your computer. ask yourself, do you have a computer that is going to help me as an actor? Or is your computer getting super run down and filled with viruses and disorganized? Okay. It's very important that you learn the business of acting. And so invest in yourself. I tell my students, like, love I'm on a 32-inch screen, iMac right now. And so I have iMovie. I'm recording right here from my computer. I can get on the internet. I have my databases of my scripts and plays and so forth. I have everything alphabetized, organized. Very important to start doing that when you're getting started. I wish you the best. I will be doing many more episodes, but this one was just getting you started with finding your monologues for your portfolios. Remember again, 5 dramatic contrasting and 5 comedic contrasting. Have a great day. James Spencer from Spencer Music and Artist Development, located in Long Beach, California. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. If you like this, I'm giving you a virtual hug, and be sure to like my channel. I am also a noted jazz concert pianist and artist, so on my channel you'll find all my albums and books as well. Okay, thanks again. Take care.